Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Table Talks. This is the podcast where we'll be diving into different opportunities, faculty, staff, and others here at IC, brought to you by The Ithacan. You can listen to more of our podcasts from wherever you're listening right now or by visiting theithacan.org. Now, here I have the Vice President from Planned Parenthood Generation Action, Sarah Bowker. How are you doing today, Sarah?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. So, do you mind telling the viewers at home a little bit about what your organization is?
Yeah, so we work very closely with Planned Parenthood of Greater New York, which is in Ithaca. And we do a lot of events either with them or just on campus, advocating for reproductive health, doing like sex education presentations. We have a meeting every week where we go over like presentations, we do current events, and we have fun activities. I think it's a lot of like educating, but also providing a safe space for people to be able to talk about like frustrations or issues that they're having within the campus. And yeah, we do a lot of events. We just did our cookies and condoms event where we gave out free condoms and sold cookies to give the money to Planned Parenthood, which was really fun. And we do a lot of that of just like advocacy, but also like just providing a community for people who want to get more involved with Planned Parenthood. Yeah.
Awesome. How did that get started here at IC? Was that something recent or has it been something that's been going on for a while?
No, it's actually been a thing since long before I came here. I came here my sophomore year. I was a transfer student, and when I came here, it was already very much up and running. Since then, the e-board has now like completely changed, hence why I'm here. And yeah, but it's been a thing for I think 8 years.
Awesome. So you were talking about some of the events that you guys do. Could you elaborate a little bit more on it and like what exactly goes on during those types of events?
Yeah, one that we do quite often is a sex party, a Let's Talk About Sex party, and we do like usually do a presentation on birth control. We do a lot of like reproductive health things. We have like an open space where people can talk about sex and their like experiences. And it's also just a lot of like education and like places where people can get contraception and like how they can go about that, like which insurances that the Planned Parenthood here takes. We have a presentation that we give in our club a lot, and it's what to do if you're pregnant at IC. And I think that that one is one I'm very proud of. I was part of the people that made that one. And I think it's just a lot of like presenting the resources that are on campus, because although they are on the website, they're not like outwardly displayed.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a lot of like showing people that there are places that can help them. Even if they're not on campus, there are people that are here to help them and that they can find like reproductive health and freedom wherever they are.
Could you tell us a little bit more about the one that you created and tell us how that kind of got started?
Yeah, this is actually a funny story. I started it because I was actually really nosy, and I was like, what if I was pregnant at IC? Like, what would happen? Like, could I stay in my dorm? Like, what would be, like, where would I have to go? And that caused me to make a presentation because I was like, even if other people aren't as nosy as I am, they might come across this issue, like, with their friends, with themselves. And it's actually something that if I can't find information on, that I need to find it. And I feel like if I'm curious about it and it doesn't really affect me, then other people need to know about it. So I reached out to like Title IX and a bunch of people, and I found a bunch of resources that people can use. And the presentation we give usually every semester, and it's usually a pretty big presentation. Like people do show up for it and they like it and they think that it's helpful. And yeah.
Wow, that's so awesome. So what kind of started your journey on joining this group and like what kind of sparked that?
Yeah, the president, Addison Wells, shout out Addie, she actually went to the club first, and like I think it was the first or second week of school, and she brought it to us, and she was like, "This was so cool. It was like such an open space where we could talk about anything. I think you guys should come. You'd love it." And we went the next week, and we absolutely loved it. We started going every single week. We became friends with the e-board at the time. Like we went to every event that they had, and we really tried to get involved. And then since so much of the group was graduating after that year, we had a few of our members currently like run for e-board. So we had like a good half and half for like the next semester of like old e-board members and then people from my friend group who are now the current e-board members. And yeah, I think it just kind of like, since everyone was graduating, it kind of shifted to like what it is now, but it's very similar to how it used to be. And I think that I I really value that, like keeping it how it was when I fell in love with the club and when it was like such a safe space for me. And yeah.
That's awesome. So, this past year, these past couple of years, honestly, things have been getting crazy with like the politics sides of it and like attack on reproductive health care. So I was just wondering, what is the Planned Parenthood stance on that, and like what are they actively trying to do to combat that?
Yeah. Just recently, there was actually a cut to Medicaid for Planned Parenthood where people who are under Medicaid cannot use it at Planned Parenthood locations for any reason, whether it's abortion or just reproductive health, STD testing, anything like that. And so we did a lot of work for like signing petitions for Governor Hochul to get like the back funding for Planned Parenthood because we've already had a lot of locations have to close. The one in Manhattan just closed.
Oh
Um,
no.
yeah, so it's a lot of like fundraising, but also like really urging like the higher ups, I guess, to like help us during this time and like give us the funding that we need to keep providing reproductive health care. I know there's a lot of places closing in like the upper East Coast. Um, yeah, and I really think that with the like impact that we've been able to make here and like just even just educating people about it, it has really been able to help us like really make a difference.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. That's awesome. So, could you talk a little bit about like if somebody here would need help with something relating to Planned Parenthood, what are the steps that they could take?
Yeah, we have a lot of resources on campus where you can get like contraceptives and reproductive health care. In Walters Wellness Express, they do give out free Plan B, free pregnancy tests, and you can go into the Walters Wellness like website and you can order those anonymously, and they will be put into your mail locker. Um, there's also the med car can take you to Planned Parenthood, so if you like have a schedule that aligns with the med car, you can still be taken there. We also have a large stash of Plan B that we have, and we have an anonymous like Qualtrics form that you can fill out and just like give us information. You don't have to give us a name, and we can get you Plan B if you need it a little bit faster than Walters Wellness can get it to you. Um, what else? There's always like Title IX is always an option. I know some people don't feel comfortable going to like the bigger
Yeah.
resources that we have here, but I always like to present just the club as a resource. Like we are always here to help. We really want everyone to feel safe and seen on this campus. Like if you want to come to a meeting and stay after and be like, please help me, we will figure it out for you. We will help you. Um, yeah, I feel like one of our biggest missions is not like just fighting for reproductive health care as a whole, but like really just on campus giving people a safe space to talk about it and get the help that they need if need be.
Yeah, of course. And let's say there were students who wanted to join or wanted to help the cause. What are some ways that people would be able to do that?
Yeah, we have a meeting every week. It is on Tuesdays in Friends 201 from 6 to 7. So you could come to a meeting, you could get on the email list there, or if you would like to find us, I think you can find our email on Engage and email us, and we could put you on the email list. We have a lot of events that we post on our Instagram. It's at IC_PPGA, and we post all of our events, all of our meetings on there, so you can keep up that way. We also repost a lot of like just like informational stuff on there if you would like to know like which orgs you could donate to, like what petitions you can sign. Like we have a lot of that. At our meetings, we have a lot of like current events things. If you want to stay up to date, we have petitions you can sign, ways you can get involved on campus. Yeah, I feel like the biggest one is if you can to come to the meetings because we have so much information there every week. And then if you can't, like be on our social media, be active, be on the email list.
So, do you have any upcoming events that you're very excited about or that you would want more people to know about?
Yes, we're doing a movie night. We're going to watch Bottoms in Texter 102, I think. One of the Texter big rooms. It's on November 19th from 7 to 9. So if anyone wants to come, it's just going to be us watching a movie. We might do a little talk after. We're going to do a raffle, I think, for shirts, which the money will also go to Planned Parenthood, I think. And yeah, it's going to be a really fun time. I think it's really to increase engagement with the club and like let people know that we're out there and like what we do. So there'll be a lot of like you can get on the email list if you want to. You could see like our impact, stuff that we do, and yeah.
That's awesome. So, moving along from the stuff that the club does to help other people, I was just wondering, how does the club maintain community within itself? Like, what are some things that you guys do to help keep strong ties with one another?
Yeah, we do. The email list is quite long, and it's actually like has a lot of alumni on it. So does the Instagram. So we have a lot of alumni that like stay kind of up to date with the club. Like they like a lot of our posts, and like we also like the e-board at the moment is kind of a friend group, and like we're very tight knit. We have a group chat, all that, and we are very like close with our like Gen Body members. I think that's really important to us. Is like part of creating a safe space is really like having those connections with people, and I think that that's how we kind of retain some of our more frequent members, is like really making those connections and letting them know that they're safe and we're here for them. And like part of that is like disclosing part of your personal life and like being more open so that other people feel safe to do so as well. And I think that's a big part of why people keep coming back.
That's awesome. And just to end off the episode, I just wanted to ask if you have a message that you would want to share to the general IC community, if you would like to say that to the camera and just like let them know what you guys are all about.
I really, honestly, the biggest thing that I want people to take away from this is that there is a community out there for you that will support you no matter what. I think this is, in this time specifically, it is so important to have community and people that will fight for you and like know the resources to go to make it happen. And I think that in this club, you really get that. You really get people that will fight for you and will go to higher ups for you and will scream and shout from the rooftops. And I think that's so important. And if you want to be a part of it, Friends 201 on Tuesdays.
That's awesome. Well, I just wanted to thank you so much again for coming on the podcast. And to all the viewers at home, make sure that you come see Bottoms on November 16th? 19th. On November 19th in Friends. Awesome. Have a good day.
Thank you.